Hi, so this is the second video of our double upload that I owed you for Sunday. We're going to be doing CS, Nothing Ain't Nice. Mixtape dropped not too long after La Vida Loca. I believe it was after. And yeah, that's what we're going to be doing today. So in terms of when I had heard of CS, I got into CS very late. I only really heard of him after his first Behind Bars freestyle. I feel like he's got that kind of gritty edge. It's more on the road rap side of things. It's very old school. He's been around Peckham for a very long time from what I understand it, from what I researched and digging back through his discography, everything on YouTube, etc, etc. He's kind of very much like in the K-Coke English Frank generation. I feel like he is from around that time, and I feel like that really does show. So to move on to the album, I feel like CS really gives you an album and a project that does what it says on the tin. It's called Nothing Ain't Nice. There's no nice little gyal tune with them xylophone rhythms talking about baby girl, let me wine and dine you. There's none of that here. CS is saying fuck all of that shit. That's not me, and that's not what I'm giving you with this project. However, what that didn't mean, which I'm very impressed by, is that he's going to have these kind of archaic ideas of what rap should be and transfer them onto the tune. I really feel like a dog can learn new tricks, and he really has. But at the same time, CS does prove that an old dog can learn new tricks. The idea is that he's taken a lot of music trends that have been born quite recently, especially in the UK, especially even though with rap flows and that sort of thing and a lot of trends that have only just started to become popular, he still incorporated a lot of them into this tape. Even the sounds as well quite vary in terms of the sounds that have recently become popular in the last 2 or 3 years. Even from the intro, the beat switch on it is really cool. I like what the engineer does it and how the transition works out quite well for the kind of rap style intro that you get in the first half and then launches you into the drill aspect of it. It hypes you up really well. CS's flow is really on point as well. Very aggro, very aggressive, very punchy. I feel like I like the difference in two vibes and he's quite seamless in the switch. Some of these songs function more as just classic straight up UK gangster rap tunes. Songs like 28 Days, Nan Freestyle, Murder Victim, Gutter Freestyle. I feel like he does the crud talk really well, and even though his pen isn't the most exceptional thing ever, his pen is somewhat average, his flow is very punchy and it's very aggressive, and because of the tone of his voice and how he comes with the flows, it feels authentic. You really do believe what he's saying. And the crowd talk's definitely there. I got WAPs, AKs, etc, etc. Trying to get money in 28 days, in 28 ways, that sort of a thing. He comes with the talk that you would expect, and it does come across well. It's not like it comes across as corny or misplaced. So that definitely does work. But CS also shows that he can really do multiple different tempos and different genres, and he can swing it out with the new kids. Tunes like Fuck Around, it's probably my favourite song on the whole thing. It gets a lot more of a drilly vibe, but I feel like it really gets you pumped, and the hook on this is brilliant. It's definitely got that vibe, like it really makes you feel like you want to go and throw a brick at a police car and run away just so you can get the feeling of them chasing you and you can feel like a boss for a bit. It really definitely has that vibe. Lyrics like fuck around, up with your mum in a trunk. It's not like a crazy punchline, but it's one of them lines that like, yeah, okay, like it gets you in that mood. It gets you very hyped. So I feel like CS across that whole track definitely does work on it. And the engineer, you did marvels on this track. Shout out yourself, because you helped this whole thing as well, especially with the chops as well. Really helps the whole energy all come together, and that's why this is a gas tune. And I personally, it's my favourite tune on the whole thing. You've got Violent on there, which was a song released previously as a single, I believe, or unless it was released afterwards. I can't quite remember at this point as recording. But I feel like he has a really good hook. Violent, riding no mileage. Like, it's got some clever bars here and there. I feel like V9 very much does his thing. He does what you expect him to do. He comes with a crud. He comes with that flow that you expect him. Them Aggie ad-libs that he comes with as well. Everything that you expect from V9, and it really bounces off CS as well in terms of what he offers. But I feel like when I'm talking about how as a lyricist, CS is a bit on the average side of things, it really shows when you put CS next to Fizzler's verse. It's got punchlines all over the place, clever little wordplay, skippy little flows as well. Fizzler, it kind of just shows the gap between them and how much his pen could improve on CS's side of things. But you could put it the other way, that Fizz's verse is pretty damn good. I like his verse. But I don't feel like it's too much to the point where it's like you just stuffed it with a load of punchlines and it kind of distracts from the whole vibe that CS and V9 bring to the tune. I feel like the crowd is still there, the aggression in terms of the flow is still there, and I feel like that's what makes this track come together quite well. Outro is another song, well, the outro of this album is another one that I think really pulls in your heartstrings and really falls under this struggle rap category, if you could call it that. You've got a lot of lyrics on here that really kind of show what he's going through, what his childhood was like, and kind of the troublesome kind of kid he was, sister working 2 jobs, and that general hardship, and that pulls in your heartstrings, especially with how the tone of the instrumental helps with that as well. It's not too upbeat so it distracts you. It's not on the gangster vibe like some of the others were on with the bigger bass lines. It's more of a kind of a somber sort of thing, especially with the piano melody as well as the vocals from Leia, and I think she does a really good job here as well. But one thing I will say that he definitely deserves credit for is that he didn't sing. Now, we've got this phenomenon where for some reason when you have these sort of tracks with that sort of tone, or maybe if you have a female vocalist alongside you, you have this urge to randomly start singing for no apparent reason. But CS doesn't do that, and that's really good. I feel like a lot more rappers need to just resist that urge, because when they just randomly start singing, it's like, why the fuck did you do this? Your vocal range is poor, your vocal ability isn't anything to marvel at. Why sing? And CS just says, no, I'm not doing it. And so he maintains his integrity as an artist and the integrity of the whole tape by doing that. It's okay to say, yeah, I like singing, but I'm not going to do that on a tune because it makes no sense, because I don't really offer anything. If you really want to sing on a tune, have at it, but is it going to turn out great quite a lot of the time? No, it's really not. No, you thought I was going to get through this review or any review without ranting about one track on a project. Nope, I can't do it. There's one track I just have to tear to pieces, and it's Down and Out. I don't know what the fuck is going on here. Tizzy's vocals are a mess. I don't know why he picked those melodies and those notes to form his melody on, but Jesus Christ, is it terrible. Half those notes, he's just not hitting very well. His delivery's all over the place. He's falling out of tune. It's like, what the fuck is going on? Even the mixing, you've got like Tizzy's voice is stupid amounts louder than CS's on his verses. I don't get why. It's like, Jesus Christ. I don't know what presets he picked on the keyboard for that melody, but I'm just not a fan of it. That's not dreadful, but it's just not hitting for me. I feel like the instrumental isn't that engaging either. And I feel like as much as CS tries to save the tune, there's almost so much going bad for it that it just sucks so much he can't save it. I feel like this tune just didn't need to exist. I don't think it fits with what he's trying to do with the whole tape. I don't think it's really in theme with everything else that's going on. It doesn't really help the concept. I don't understand the collab either in terms of synergy. I guess you just wanted a male vocalist on the singing side of things, and I just have that to have a bit of variance, but no, this track is just, no, I don't want to hear this ever again. Take the bitter cup away from me. So to give this an overall rating, I'm going to give it a C+. I feel like a lot of what he was trying to do with the project really works well. The aggressive flows across the different kind of subgenres that he picks to show that he can accomplish quite a few things. But I do feel like not all of the songs on here were engaging for me. You've got tracks on here such as Have You Ever, Unruly, and Want It Bad, where the tone just isn't it for me, and I feel like he gets a bit too kind of on the kind of new wave and new trends of kind of UK rap, which is a bit more gallant orientated and trying to be a sweet boy sort of thing, even though it's just too left field full CS. Some of those 3 instrumentals were the instrumentals I enjoyed the least. I felt they were the least engaging ones on there. They didn't really jump out at me. But even so, I do feel like his pen is okay. I don't feel like his pen is the best, and I feel like that's what let him down the most. I feel like in terms of his pen, he basically just needs to find synonyms of saying things that are a bit clever, just have a bit more in there. But even so, his crowd talk is on point. It's very much what you'd expect from someone like CS, and he excels at it. And he's very good at being aggressive with the flows, and a pretty good songwriter, if anything, as well, putting these hooks together with these aggressive flows on different tracks as well, the more gangster rap traps, or as well as the kind of more drill ones, or the kind of struggle rap ones. And it's got those different molds that he can tap into. So that's why I've given this a C+. In terms of like concept, I feel like, yeah, I understand the concept of the whole thing, but I don't think it's the most marvelously executed thing by all means. I think the concept shows a lot about his character and who he is, and the kind of type of music they wanted to deliver, and the content itself. I think it very much matches up with that, but I don't think it's doing anything horrifically revolutionary or that original. But I just think the concept works. It's functional. That's why it's not really in my B category for me. Well, we're at the end of the video. Thank you for watching, guys. Remember to like and subscribe if you want more stuff like this in the future. If you disagree with anything I've said, if you think that CS is the best gangster rapper to ever do this thing since Gigs, you know where to find me in the comments. I'm happy to debate, share my opinions, etc, etc. See you guys in the next video. Thanks for coming.